Good afternoon, children, and welcome back. So next topic is about loss of biodiversity and also conservation methods. If I ask you what is the causes of loss of biodiversity, you may say many reasons. Okay, yes, of course, the reasons all are collectively put under mainly four categories, classified under four categories. We'll be discussing it little later. Okay, now the IUCN red list says that 784 species of vertebrates, 359 invertebrates and 87 number of plants were extinct in the last 500 years. Now children, if I ask you what is the cause, you have already told what are the different causes, okay, but still who is the direct cause of this loss of biodiversity? The finger always points to the human beings itself, right? Okay, for example, dodo in the Mauritius, quagga, the African, thylacine of Australia, stellar sea cows of Russia, and 3 subspecies of the tigers. Okay, now these are the following are the examples of the extinct, some of the extinct animals. The main reason for the extinction is human beings, right? So this is the dodo, this is the quagga, thylacine, and 3 subspecies of tiger variety have become extinct. These are only some of the extinct animals mentioned here. Now, what are the impacts of loss of biodiversity? Impact of loss of biodiversity. It will decline in the plant production. We are talking about plants also, children. Okay, so plant production decline will be there. In the future, food production will be declining. Okay, environmental perturbances such as drought, famine, flood, cyclone, everything can be attributed to these changes in not only the weather condition, even the loss of biodiversity also. Okay, an increased variability in the ecosystem processes such as plant productivity. If there is less number of plants, there is less productivity, water use, and pest and disease cycle. Everything is disturbed in this whole world or in the whole ecosystem. Okay, now I told you this loss of biodiversity can be classified under 4 categories mainly, which are the loss of habitat or habitat loss and fragmentation, overexploitation, alien species invasions, and coextinction. Okay, what are they? The habitat loss and fragmentation, overexploitation, alien species invasion, and coextinction. Now, whatever we already know or we have already cited, all will belong to the habitat loss and fragmentation and overexploitation also. Okay, now we'll be going through each one of these things. Children, now it is said that very long back, the evolution was very slow. It takes many years for evolution to happen, right? And also for the extinction of animals and plants. But now the extinction of animals and plants is at a faster rate. It is going at a faster rate, that 200 times faster than before, it seems. And the main reason behind is the human involvement. The main reason is the human beings itself, right? So we'll take one by one. What is habitat loss and fragmentation? As we know, we human beings have destroyed almost all the forest of the whole world for bringing more areas under cultivation and for construction and for various other purposes, right? We have cut down, we have felled trees and plants. Okay, all these, and also there is, this is a fragmentation of the habitat. Through a mountain, we cut roads across or through the mountain, through this forest area, through the forest or between the forest, we make roads, right? So this all will result in fragmentation, land fragmentation, and this is going to disturb the living organism of that particular ecosystem. Okay. And the second reason is overexploitation. Overexploitation means using the animals and birds for our purposes, for especially for consumption purposes, for some other purposes, and like that we have almost killed, or we have almost extinct, caused the reason for extinction of these animals, right? So this is over exploitation of the plants also, and also animals, various animals, right? The third important reason is alien species invasion. Now, what is this alien species? Alien species is not the species from outer world. Children, it is the introduction of a species belonging to some other country, which is not native to our country. Clear? So, what will happen if we introduce an alien species into our ecosystem, land or water body? Sometimes that may be that doesn't survive, and that may become extinct, or that may degenerate or get lost. Okay, but always the other side happen, the other thing happen. They dominate our ecosystem. They destroy the other neighboring plants, neighboring animals. If you take a plant which has been introduced in a water body, that starts developing and growing throughout the entire pond, and thereby decreasing the oxygen of that particular habitat, plus causing harm to the living organisms in that particular ecosystem. Okay, right. So that is alien species invasion. See, these are the examples of alien species invasion. The Nile perch. This is the Nile perch introduced into the Lake Victoria, caused extinction of more than 200 species of fish, cichlid fish, which are native to that Victoria Lake. 200 species of cichlid fish got extinct. When finally it did, this extinction did not happen in 1 day or 2 days or 10 years or 15 years. For over many years to come, this has happened, right? When they came to know that the cichlid fishes have got extinct, then only they came to the reason. What was the reason? Which was the introduction of the Nile perch. Okay, another example is which is invasion of weed species like carrot grass. This is the carrot grass, Parthenium, Lantana camara, and water hyacinth. Water hyacinth is the one which is introduced from Africa, I think, and it has destroyed, it has completely taken over our pond ecosystem, thereby not allowing other plants of the ponds to grow, as well as destroyed the animals of that particular lakes. Okay, so which are these examples? Carrot grass, which is Parthenium, Lantana camara, and water hyacinth. All these are introduced from some other country. Okay, and another example is illegal introduction of the African catfish. African catfish for aquaculture is posing a threat to the indigenous catfishes. Introduction of African catfish has posed a threat to the indigenous catfishes. Next is coextinction. Okay, coextinction, usually there are some organisms which have a particular host, especially the parasites. Some parasites have specific host, or some bees or some insects have only get pollinate some flowers or some plants. They do not pollinate all the flowers or all the plants or all the flowers. Okay, that is, they are very, very specific in nature. Suppose if that plant species which the bee or the insect pollinates get extinct in the course of evolution, get extinct, what will happen to the bees or the insect? They also will finally become extinct. Okay, right. So this is called as coextinction. One of the best examples of coextinction is dodo. Dodo of a particular, Mauritius, and a particular tree. Scientists have tried to grow that seeds by various methods to cultivate that plant species, to propagate that plant species, but they cannot, or they could not succeed in their experiment, because the fruit or the seed of that plant was a main food of this dodo plant, and this dodo would eat it, and it has to pass through the digestive system, then come out through that anus, and then when it get deposited into the soil, then only it can grow as a tree. But there is no dodo anywhere in the world now, right? So if the last number or last species of that particular tree is gone or got extinct, it is the end of that tree. Okay, that particular species of tree. So that is a co-extinction. Okay, so if the parasite and host, if the host species get extinct, definitely the parasite also will finally become extinct, children.